Yo, what is up? Man, after checking out the box office over the weekend, my man Indiana Jones pretty much flopped. This is my icon. This is my hero. This is my childhood dude from cinema going out like Willie Lump Lump. It's embarrassing, but that's the problem with Hollywood. Hollywood no longer controls the narrative. There's Hollywood, you got all these studios, they throw money at people. The production budget for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny is reported $325 million. They get them white boys anything they want to make a movie. Gross $60 million over the weekend, holiday weekend. It's a flop. It's a bust. Got Dr. Jones going out like, are you kidding me? This is Indiana. Again, that's the problem with Hollywood. Fast and the Furious. I'm happy to see minorities in the forefront, getting some juice, getting some levity, getting some recognition. I heard the budget for that one was damn near $300 million as well. What? For Fast and Furious 10X, whatever you want to call it, for what? To pay for all them high-priced actors and actresses? I don't know. Studios are the problem along with Hollywood. What makes you even think you would give that kind of money for a movie like that? These movies cost more than Avatar. At least James Cameron recuperates his money. He's guaranteed to do that. And half you nerds were out there doubting him. Oh, it's not going to be as good as the first one. I really didn't like the first one. Made all that money and everybody just shut up. The complaining stopped. But see, the situation is these superhero movies are starting to tank. Now, no one wanted to believe this. When I was talking amongst my brothers, I'm speaking for myself. I'm like, yo, I'm getting superhero fatigue. Once in a while, a great one comes out like The Batman. Matt Reeves' Batman, dope, loved it, on point, my kind of joint. These other ones, Ant-Man 3, Thor 4, Shazam 2, Black Adam, and it ain't always about diversity. Now, that was the common problem back in the day. 1930s Hollywood was white. When you seen a black man on screen or a female, she was folding clothes, ironing, making beds, and the black guy was out there chopping wood, folding tables and chairs, and serving motherfuckers. Has it gotten better? Yeah, Hollywood is starting to see the light where they let minorities in the forefront. But they don't give minorities the budget. Black Panther was the first movie under the Disney umbrella to give a black man that kind of money and power. And you see what happened? We showed up. Hollywood, pay attention to your demographics. Because, a lot of people don't like Grace Randolph. She's a YouTuber. She's a little brass. She's a little sassy, got a little New York in her. But she ain't always right. But most of the time she is. One thing she does every Sunday, she break down the disparity of what type of people are seeing these movies, whether they're black, white, brown, yellow, or whatever. 90% of the time, the blacks and browns don't show up because the movie's not geared towards us. One of the biggest problems Hollywood had for years. Once in a while, they throw you some breadcrumbs and you get slave movies. Yeah, I'm the first in line for that. And people are still trying to blame the pandemic. Nah, bro. This started before the pandemic, A family can only afford to go to the movies so many times a year. Now, if you're one of these nerds with a decent job, live with your mom, hey, you can afford to go to the movies and pay some of the rent. You got it like that. Real folks with situation they can't do that, they become casual moviegoers. And the average person now, the one thing the pandemic did do, made people patient. If you're advertising 6 to 8 months in advance a big time movie, by the time it gets here, okay, I waited 8 months. What's another 45 days if it bombs? It's going to be on streaming. Yeah. I seen Shazam. It was in theaters 1 week. 45 days later, it was on what do you call that? Max. Thank God I waited. It was terrible. You know, the formula for Hollywood was the theaters, big time release, you know, for 60 days or something like that. And then it goes to home video, make more money for the studio. Well, social media, pandemic has changed that demographic because physical media is dead. I've been saying it's dead for years. People don't want to believe it. They go out and buy Blu-ray, and that's cool. They're collectibles. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's no value in what you're buying. Understand that. If you want to do it to be doing it, cool. You're not collecting gold or coins because it ain't worth shit. It's just, I want to watch a movie, you pop it into something that might break later on, you go to buy another one. It's a relic. You can't find it. Your average 20-year-old and under don't care about big things. See, most people grew up and their parents already had a big TV, 60-inch TV. I've had a 60-inch TV in my house since 2000. It's commonplace. When I grew up, hell no, that shit didn't even exist, but now it does. But the next generation, things got faster, better, and smaller. Your average teenager watches stuff on their phone. And that's the way it is. They come to the dinner table, you got to tell them, put that down. And good luck trying to have family night in the living room with your big 60-inch TV, surround sound. Kids don't care. They'd rather hold something in their hand with some AirPods and watch something. Hollywood doesn't understand it. Hollywood is still thinking it's in the 1930s. And that's the problem. That's why you're losing all this damn money. And then when you find something that people like, you throw it at them too much. You got all these different studios, Sony, Warner Brothers, Disney, all doing superhero movies. God, then you got Netflix, you got Apple TV, you got these other streaming services doing superhero. Some are rated R, some are edgy. They're still superhero movies. Motherfuckers running around wearing capes, laser beams. All these superheroes, no matter what fraction they're from, powers are similar and do the same thing. It's old. And nerds, I get it. You don't like football or basketball. Well, they all look the same. They run around and jump and they tackle people. They wear. I get it. That's your world. This is my world. The Super Bowl is still the biggest thing every year, all the time. Not Comic-Con, the Super Bowl. Matter of fact, they pay money, big money, to advertise during the Super Bowl to show you nerds what movies are coming out during the summer. But hey, man, I'm not picking on y'all. It is what it is. If you are a nerd, a geek, a gamer, you're a small group when it comes to mainstream media, because I'm going to tell you why. All the people who like superhero movies go to opening weekend. Nobody else cares. So if Ant-Man and them are failing at the box office, it ain't your fault. It's everybody else's. They don't care. And Hollywood, stop listening to these young engineers that think they know everything, because they don't. You're making what you like, not what other people like, or you think you know what people like. And it's embarrassing. And you're hurting properties really bad. All these IPs, man. Disney. Stop resuscitating things from the dead. You had all these classic movies, Little Mermaid, The Lion King. What's this bringing them back from the dead and making them live action? You're doubling down. You ain't fooling nobody. And now you're starting to lose money. The Little Mermaid movie, it's not doing what you thought it was doing to do, right? And the gender swapping or the racial swapping, you ain't fooling nobody. Black people still don't care. I was in Fresno this past weekend hanging out with my cousin. Her daughter said, "Mommy, I want to go see the new Mermaid movie." She goes, "I take her." You know, black daughter, black mom hanging out. I said, "How'd you like it?" Cuz she goes, "Cousin, it was some bullshit." Thumbs down. They threw a little hip hop number in there and try to, entice us. That shit didn't work. You can't fool us, Hollywood. Not with hip hop, not with black actors. You're taking what's ours, trying to implement it in your white ass films. That shit ain't working. We ain't falling for it. And that's why you're losing money. I would love to see a black director and producer get $300 million for their project. Man, please. But that's why things are happening the way they are. People speak with their pocketbooks. The movie experience is not the same as it was 10 years ago. I used to love going to the movies. Now, you got obnoxious nerds in there who don't stop talking, who don't stop quoting stuff from the comic book when they see it on the big screen. That shit's irritating. That's worse than little kids crying. At least they don't know better. You grown ass nerds, shut the fuck up. You should know better. And then, since the pandemic, things are different. Movie theaters are half staffed. The theater I go to has a big concession stand, and they got 2 sections to go into, so the line moves faster. Since the pandemic, they only open up one side, half staff, and they ain't changed it. Here it is summertime, all these blockbusters coming out, it ain't changed. So the movie experience isn't what it's supposed to be. These movies are supposed to be events. They're cannibalizing each other every week. The movie theaters are thriving because people are coming out every week, but if the experience is bad, people are going to start staying their ass at home. More and more and more. Hollywood no longer controls the narrative. We do, the consumer. Your movies ain't good as they used to be. All that extra money in CG, you ain't fooling people. They want real cinema. I know people got upset when these wonderful directors said some things about the MCU and comic book movies. Was it right to say it out loud like that? No. Do I understand? Yeah. You watch Avengers, then go home and watch a 1930s film. One in cinema, one's not. It's a movie. Yes, it is. But is it real cinema? No, it's not. And it's hard to explain it to people who are in love with that genre. No one's putting it down, but trying to compare it to something else, it's offensive. And Hollywood is suffering. You got people going on strike. People are speaking out. Hey, you nerds, see you at Comic-Con. Oh, shit, no one's going this year. Tell you, these things are becoming relics, and they're going to have their high moments and low moments, but that's the way it is. You thought comic book movies were here to stay and dominate forever the way they did the last 10 years? It's only been 15 years this has been happening. That's a small time in history. Ever since, for the MCU, I should say, since Iron Man, it's been 15 years. That's it. Things become classic once they're 20. Iron Man's about to become a classic. And when that happens, it ain't the same no more. People are watching it. It's funny when I hear people younger than me talking about my type of movies that I like. Oh, the special effects were horrible back then. Oh my God. They'll be saying the same thing about your movie pretty soon. And you're going to get offended like, well, hey, man, that was the state of the art back then. But back then, people used their brain, their ingenuity, They use their hands with puppets and real live things that were tangible. Nowadays, punching into a computer. And now you got actors and writers striking because of AI. The very thing you like is taking people's jobs. And Hollywood will never be the same. So streaming is here to stay. It's not going nowhere. If you're an average consumer, wants to save money, and it makes sense to stay home. And your average teenager don't care about the big screen no more. Pop some popcorn in the microwave, go in your bedroom, watch it on your iPhone. That's where it is. And if you don't realize that, you're fooling yourself. Go ahead and spend your money at the cinema and look around you, how empty those seats are getting each and every visit. Tom Cruise, they're betting on it to save Hollywood again, bro, with Mission Impossible 7. Good luck with that. It might happen for a short amount of time, then we're back to square one. So yeah, Hollywood, take a look at the mirror and fucking up. Disney is in debt. Warner Brothers is in super debt. Two of the biggest studios can't fade them. Tyler Perry, keep doing what you're doing. At least you ain't going broke, bro. Peace. I love you. I'm out. Fade to black.